spot a clown?
I am a clown.
Hello ladies and genitals. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say genitals this video. Hello ladies and gentlemen and gays and non-binary. Today we're going to be talking about my red flags in men. Now, the reason why I didn't want to say genitals is because I got a damn comment that was like,
"Oh, you're making a video on red flags? You're like a man hater."
and I'm thinking, dog, I'm not saying like, if a man breathes, here's a red flag. These are literal red flags, which, like, hear my explanations out first of all before you judge. Secondly, they can be applied to both men and women, but because I have a literal 90% female audience, well, I'm going to cater it towards women, obviously. But this is part one because Kathleen and I have a lot of red flags, and we will make a part two when I'm in Perth. So, how do you spot a clown?
I am a clown.
This is based on my experience and common experiences I've had with my friends. These aren't like the obvious red flags where you're like, oh, he follows a lot of girls. It's more like when you first started dating, very subtle behaviors that they do, which you might not even pick up, but they would definitely translate throughout the relationship. Now, this is my first one. Does he remember things you say, especially if they're important? If they're like very minor things, more points to him, but we're talking about major things here. If he doesn't remember them, he doesn't care. Now, you might say, oh, he's really busy. Like, I'm sure like throughout the relationship, he'll care more. If a guy likes you to begin with, he will make an effort to remember these things. Otherwise, it might actually just be like a characteristic of him where he doesn't really care much about other people. Obviously, this is unique to every single person, so don't be in the comments going, my man would never do this, not all men. Yeah, obviously not all men, but this is just something to look out for, something me and my friends have experienced, okay? It plays out, little subtle things like that. Now, if you have a problem, does he offer a solution or does he just let you handle it yourself? This is something to look out for, super important, especially at the beginning. Steve Harvey even talked about this in a video, but you don't want to be with a man that literally just lets you suffer alone. You want someone to actually add value to your life to help you with things. And sure, you can't put all your problems on them, but if they're like literally just letting you deal with everything alone, even if it's a very masculine thing they can help with, like helping you move house, if they let you deal with it alone, you gotta bounce. If he doesn't offer solutions, you gotta bounce. You need someone that actually helps you. If he's all talk and no action, he's a freaking clown. Also, a lot of guys love to like brag about finances and like the things they're gonna do. A lot of the time, it's absolute cap. Don't believe anything until you see it. This is a huge one, especially for my ladies who are earning more money than your man. If he is way too interested in how much money you're earning, that is a red flag in my opinion. You know, maybe a gold digger, but not really. He may just like feel insecure and want to compete with you. Masculine energy doesn't care about how much money you're earning. So if a guy is seeing you as competition, that is a huge red flag because you don't want someone to compete with you. You want someone to help lift you up, and likewise, you want to do the same for them. And it just gets a little toxic if you're competing with each other constantly. Now, I have to say, when I talk to a man, this is one of the things I notice first. Is he reciprocating the questions I'm asking? How does he carry a conversation? And you see like so many TikToks, like why do guys think talking to a girl is like an interview? Like they don't ask anything back. This is usually what it means. Number one, if he's not asking you questions, he probably doesn't like you. But I know men, and I've talked to men who are really interested in you, but they just don't ask you any questions. They literally don't care about getting to know you. So this can mean a number of things. Number one, he's genuinely just a bad conversationalist. Number two, he actually is just not inquisitive, not curious, doesn't really care about other people. Number three, he maybe just wants you for your body, doesn't care about your mind or your past or your future, whatever. Number four, he genuinely just doesn't care. And this actually ties to one of my other points about caring. If things that are important to you, they don't care about, red flag. You want to feel validated in your relationship, especially early on. Like, can they not fake it a little bit as well? You always want to validate someone else's interests and things that are important to them. So if they're not doing it, huge red flag. If they push your boundaries, you're like, I don't want to sleep with you, and they try to get you to do it. That's an extreme. But it will happen in like more subtle ways. Like maybe you go on a drink. I don't want to drink. I don't want to drink alcohol. They're like, no, just have one drink, just have one drink. You may see it as like a lighthearted thing, like, oh, okay, I'll just have a drink. But he right there and there didn't respect your boundary you best believe it's gonna happen in other areas as well. You know how I know?
I am a clown.
Been there, done that, bitch. All of these been there, done that. Here are some more like generic things I also look out for. If he talks about his exes, why are you talking about them? Like, are you not over them? Don't bring up an ex unless it's actually relevant to the topic. Like, if I'm talking to someone, I will not bring up my ex unless it's relevant to the topic. And even then, I don't want to bring it up because I don't want them to think that I'm thinking about them. If they have a lot of exes, why do they have a lot of exes? Why can't they keep a relationship? And I had one rebuttal to this that was like, Simone, but like some people just date a lot of people. You can date people, sure. While you're dating that person, you can figure out if they're like the right match for you. So if these people are actually getting into whole ass relationships, there's something wrong there. Like, how did you not suss it out during the dating stage? I highly doubt you met 15 people that you think you're matching with. There's something not quite right there. I can't remember if I've said this already, but if he keeps on saying things and they're not happening, come third time he says something not happening, you best believe he's a clown. If he talks shit about his exes or he talks shit about other people in general, this is like something I look out for in everyone actually, not just within the dating world. But you don't want to be with someone that talks badly about other people because they would talk badly about you. They also have a very negative perception on other people then. You don't want to be with someone like that. Also, if he's saying his exes are crazy, are you sure you're not the problem? Like, maybe you've had like one or two crazy exes, but all of them? A lot of the time, I really think it's the guy driving the girl crazy. Like, I know some crazy girls, but I also know some girls who are very level-headed, excellent, high-value women, and their exes drove them crazy. If he plays games with you, if you're in high school, whatever. But once you hit 18, 20, once you hit 20, this man's playing games with you, gone. Get out of there. You also want to look out for like how considerate they are with you. Like if you're walking and it's cold, will he notice that? You want someone to like notice things. Trust me, like if you're constantly bringing up everything in a relationship, it can get really, really tiring, and it's nice for someone to just be considerate and caring towards you. If you notice you have goose bumps, you don't have to say, oh, I'm cold. He notices you're cold. He realizes you haven't eaten today. Such like basic things like that. Bad hygiene, huge freaking red flag. Need I say less? Need I say less? Kathleen and I can get into this in a whole video. Mama's boy, or he has a bad relationship with his mum. Both lead to misogyny, usually, if he hasn't worked through that trauma. If he doesn't have any close friends, same with girls. Like I said, you guys, a lot of these can be applied to women as well, and even in the friendship arena. If they don't have close friends, why don't you have close friends? Are you unable to have good relationships with people? What's going on here? If a guy doesn't make plans, I can kind of see that as a red flag, because it makes me wonder if throughout the rest of the relationship, am I going to be the one initiating making plans? We're not talking gender norms here, we're just in general talking about what they're like as a person. Like we all have that friend that goes out, she makes all the plans, or he makes all the plans, he's got the itinerary, and then we have the other friends that kind of just come along for the ride. You don't want to be with someone that comes along for the ride, because you're going to be doing a lot of work in the relationship. But if you like that, then sure, like I said, this doesn't apply to everyone. Don't fucking leave a comment going, my man would never do this. I don't care. This is a general thing, okay? Is rude to the waiter. I notice this in everyone. If you're rude to the waiter, you're done. You're done. I don't care if you haven't had customer service experience. You be polite to everyone, especially if they're like a little well off. See how they treat the people below them. Misogynistic undertone, need I say less? I will get into this with Kathleen, but misogyny, sometimes it really goes under the radar. I feel like I can spot it pretty well now, but if he interrupts you and he doesn't let you speak, you best believe it will happen throughout the rest of the relationship. He may not respect you or your opinion, he doesn't want to hear it. He just wants to talk about himself. Parties a lot and gets drunk every weekend. Need I say less? I think if you're like a college kid, it's fine. Or like very, very early 20s, but at some point, men and women need to get out of the party stage. Love bombing, especially at the beginning of the relationship. Manipulation tactic. Also, it's the people who love bomb that get attached so quickly that it fizzles out just as fast and it can turn incredibly toxic. So be careful for people who love bomb, because they are probably also looking for something outside of themselves. I bet you they can't be alone, which is why they're just constantly waiting for someone. Saying I love you really quickly, bombarding you with gifts, affection. He wants to be with you like non-stop. You might think this is like pure true love. It's all the oxytocin and dopamine going crazy in your brain. That's it. If the I will change starts happening really early in the relationship, you need to dip. The change won't happen. I've fallen for it. We've all fallen for it at one point, but the change doesn't happen. He will not respect you. She will not respect you if you stay, because they're basically like subconsciously, we can walk all over them. They will stay. It's like the boy cried wolf type of thing, you know? And lastly, something I want to say is don't give someone a chance if they are not what you're looking for, because it is so easy to fall for someone and get attached to them and get attached to the wrong person. Like, I was talking with my friend about this today. Girls especially, we get attached through closeness, good conversation, comfortability. If they don't have the qualities you want, like, you're literally fucked, because it is easy to get very attached to somebody. And you don't want to end up in a relationship with someone that you gave a chance to, you knew they were a clown, you thought they were going to change, because those are the worst. It makes you feel like so stupid, a trillion times worse. Only give someone a chance if they have what you're looking for, okay? Also, you guys, I'm going back to Perth in literally 5 days. So I can't wait to film so many fun videos with Kathleen then. The past like 2 months, I've said this so many times, but I just haven't really been like into doing YouTube. I've been focused on other things, but I'm very ready to start making fun videos again. Anyway, let me know what your red flags are in a woman or a man. No misogyny, no misandry allowed in the comment section. Seriously, if I get any comments, you're done. If I get any negative comments, you're done. We know it doesn't apply to everyone. We fucking know, everyone's different. General reading, okay? Remember, if this is a tarot reading, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's meant for you, you will get it. If it's not, leave it alone, period. Okay, ich liebe dich. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I love you guys. Go follow me on Instagram. Goodbye.
The world would be a better place to live.
Roman, vacación. Puta, mi hada madrina dijo que sí. Este de aquí me hizo llorar. Este otro me dice marica. Este otro de mí piensa mal. Esto es lo que hago cuando me chingan.
My kindness for weakness. I fucked up, I know that, but Jesus, can a girl just do the